Hey guys, a little video here. It's going to be kind of two parts. I'm going to start and answer two questions I got. People want a little bit more detail on how to build the magnetic stirring. So I'll answer that question, and then I'll just give you a little update on what I've been up to. So for the magnetic stirrers, two people asked how you build them. So this is a diametrically magnetized magnet on the motor, which means looking from the top, the north and south pole are split on the left side and the right side. Okay, so as the magnet is spinning, the north and south pole are also spinning. Okay, so what you want to do is, this is just how I do it. I'm no expert in this. My understanding is that in professionally built magnetic stirrers, these are electromagnets on the motor. But, I just did it the way I kind of figured out how to do it. So I got a diametrically magnetized magnet there, and these are very powerful. I don't know the exact rating, but there's exceptionally strong magnets. Like this particular magnet will spin up a 55-gallon drum. So to attach it to the motor, I have, here, let's see if I can show you. On the motor, no, you can't see under there. On the motor, I have a collet, and then the magnet has a through hole, about a 1/4 inch through hole. So I think what I did here was I got a brass shaft, 1/4 inch brass shaft, which would fit through the collet, through the hole of the magnet. I may have, yeah, I did. I put some heat shrink around that brass shaft. So it's brass shaft heat shrink magnet. Then I threaded it on top and attach it to the collet. So this is sort of the cleanest way of doing this. The only thing I do differently is I'd make the profile on the top of the magnet lower. So that's the motor and the magnet. And then within the vessel, you can use the very same magnet. You can use a diametrically magnetized magnet, but you have to modify it because, if you just spin up a magnet like that within a solution, it won't do anything. You've got to, what I was doing was inserting this magnet into an impeller from a hot tub. So I'll show you that in a second. But the easiest way is to get yourself an axially magnetized pill. So the north and south pole are on the left and right side of this pill. Or if you put it up like this, it's on the top and the bottom. So if you imagine your north is on this side, your south is on this side, and then your north is on this side and your south is on this side. Sorry, my hands are very dirty because I've been working. Okay, so I will, what I'll do is I'll just spin this up and show you. I'll go down in the basement and okay, so I got water in a jug here. I got a diametrically magnetized magnet attached to a collet on a motor. Doesn't matter what kind of motor you use. This is for a skateboard. So I'll drop this axially magnetized magnet in, which I've encased in some CPVC. Okay, and be careful not to break the vessel. Okay, you see that? I gotta be careful. This is far too big a magnet for what I'm doing. But basically, the diametrically magnetized magnet on the motor is gonna spin the axially magnetized magnet on the pill. Okay, if you want to use a diametrically magnetized magnet inside the vessel, you need to embed it into an impeller. And this is actually far more effective for large scale magnetic stirring, because what happens in a larger scale is these magnets begin to skip. So in the future, I have this idea, I've had it for a while, but what I want to do is build a special impeller and a magnetic stirrer that is diametrically magnetized with Schrödinger repulsine attached to it, and then I'll come up with a system like a bearing and a little shaft in the base of the drum. Okay, so let's go down to the basement now. So this is my my Dead Sea. This is a salt bath, which I was magnetically stirring. This is a larger magnetic stir. Now one day I was about to get into it and I got a little shock and I realized one of the connections there broke. So I haven't been using this, but I'll show you something. So you see how that pill, basically this is probably about 6 to 8 months worth of stirring. But what happened is the CPVC eroded away, and then I'm pretty sure, I haven't taken this apart, but I think this magnet is completely corroded. Completely, like it's like dust inside. So this is the same concept, but with a treadmill motor. I have the diametrically magnetized magnet attached to the treadmill motor. Sorry, it's very hard to see, but on a larger scale, if you want to spin up a larger volume, you've got to use a larger pill inside. Or what you do is you scrap an old hot tub, and then you take the impeller out, and then you got to find a way to embed your magnet inside of the impeller. This is extremely effective magnetic stir. You can see it's taken a beating over the time, and you know I wouldn't use this anymore. But there you can see the diametrically magnetized magnet within the impeller. I think I poured some plastic here. This is very rudimentary, but you can kind of get the idea, you know, and envision this concept meshing with Schauberger in such a way that the magnet and the repulsine become the magnetic stir. So, you know, that's for the future. I got a lot of things on the go right now, so that's what I'll get to in this next section. Okay guys, so basically what happened about 3 weeks ago, I was, the last thing I did was make the masters, and then I got into contact with some tool and die makers and got prices on making a aluminum press for this particular component. And I don't know, you want to take a wild guess what the price was to make that? It was about between $30,000 and $40,000 to make a proper aluminum die press. So obviously I'm not going to do that. So what happened is, at the same time I was building a new tank, which is still in progress, just finishing it up now. I got a new pump, so I'm going to double down on the electroforming. This is going to be the tank I'm going to use for the repulsine. It is going to, the anodes are going to sit on the base, the cathode is going to sit and spin on a slip coupling within the tank. The motor and pump are going to mount on the back. So what happened is I started doing this. I went into my tools, I got my resin out, and as I was looking through my tools, I realized how disorganized everything was. So I literally reorganized everything in my basement. All the way down to this corner was full of screws, buckets of screws and stuff. Like, I organized everything, repainted the floors, finished up the drywall work, and really I've just been taking care of all of this sort of messy work within rebuilding shelving, strengthening up shelving, and just I want to finish up all the messy work, place these containers in a more logical fashion. I have to be able to fit that tank inside of this room. So basically I'm just kind of doing all these little, what I call messy jobs. Paint the floor, make everything look nice and clean. And, I've also been working, earning some money to pay my bills. So I guess I'd say I haven't made a ton of progress, but this stuff is important for me, just to work in a clean environment, skirt some shelves, finish the drywall. Got a little bit of corner bead and mud work to do, and just I gotta fix my washing machine, it's leaking. Just want to make my basement nice and clean. Because once I get this started, I can't do this kind of messy work down here. So anyway, in terms of timelines, I'm not going to give timelines anymore. I don't know how much longer this will take me, so I'm going to dispense with the expectations, continue to do my job, earn my money, and work on this in my spare time. And I can see it in my mind, so I just, you know, I have to make it. You know, it's one of those things. If you don't, I don't know, if you abort the idea, I don't know what would happen. But I can't do that. I have to finish this project. So next steps: finish building the new tank, get the pump up and running, fix up this room a little better, reinstall the shelves and the blower, move this tank. I want to move this tank over here, and then put my new tank right here. Yeah, so things are coming along. See how much of a beating the floors take. Really, this floor should be epoxy, but all this little stuff takes time. Drywalling around all these pipes, all this crap. So anyway, I'll be back, I don't know when, with another video, but I hope I answered the magnetized questions, magnetic stirring questions, and wish everybody a happy holidays. Hope you all have a nice Christmas. All right, bye. Just a little addendum to this video. I set up a website a couple weeks ago, and as soon as I sort of finalize the website, I will be selling some of the first spiral pipes that I made. I think I have about 9 or 10 of them at this point. So I'm gonna sell these. I don't know, I'll probably sell them for between $500 and $800. You know, just to recoup a little bit of my money, recycle it back into the process. Because, you know, I have so many of these pipes. I could probably put them all together and make the world's longest whirl pipe at this point. But I think 2024 is gonna be a big year for me. Oh shit, my coffee machine's going off. And if anybody is interested in buying these whirl pipes, next year I will have functional whirl pipes with connections. At this point, these ones, because they were the first ones I made, you know, you would have to negotiate how you would use this. It's not really adaptable, but they're very strong, excessively weighty, and really sort of the entrails of my experimentations, I guess, if you want to put it that way. So yeah, I'll give you guys the website as soon as I get everything set up. And if you're interested in buying this stuff, you can go over to that website. All right.